Hey guys, how you doing? It's the Honeydew Carpenter and the always beautiful Mrs. Honeydew Carpenter. And this is our Saturday morning live show. It's called HDC Give Away because we are going to give away one HDC University and two foam mates. And the only way that you can be entered in to win these things is to go to our website, honeydewcarpentershop.com, and sign up for our newsletter. Now, I went ahead and got the money and paid for a email distribution thing.
Program.
I don't even know what to call it. But anyway, we're launching it at midnight tonight. I'm going to press the button. And on there is going to be a training course. And you know what, guys? This kind of it's really difficult for me to open up to you guys like I am in this training course, but it's important to me. I can't just not do it. As I was going through this process, I have this whole thing in my head where I feel like, you know what? If I'm going to sell these guys books and instructional manuals and stuff, I want them to actually be able to go through and start the project and complete it. And when you go through the statistics and you understand that only like 4% ever complete them, it's just, I don't know. It makes me feel like a fraud. And as I'm going through and I'm writing the book and writing the instructions, I'm like, you know, different people are going to be in different sets of circumstances, and they're going to have to be able to work through these different problems and whatnot. And I just kept saying to myself, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And so I start putting together a series of videos and, you know, to help people with that. And I decided to do this training course, and through that process, I learned some things, and there are things that I have struggled with, and I made some connections. So, as it turns out, if you have a really creative mind and you're into that, and you're wired that way, you have that divergent way of thinking, you're literally 1,800% more likely to suffer mental illness and take your own life. You know? And as I started going into it and researching it and looking at it and thinking, oh, I've had these hopes and these dreams and these goals. But, you know, through the process, I have been in some really deep, dark valleys. Melanie has too. We both have. And, I mean, my creativity and my just drive, you have to do it if you're wired that way. You can't not do it. The industry in the United States is a $44 billion industry in just one country. And when you understand that only 19.2% of the population participates in it and are wired that way, that really boils down to about, of the 320 million households, only 19.2% of them participate. That's about $1,872 per household. And if you're in that category, you know what I'm talking about. Because there's people like me who spend thousands a year on their creative craft. And if you're wired that way and you don't have these little outlets and these little crafts, you can go down some rabbit holes that are no good. And as you're trying to do something new, I just wanted to share with some people some things and some tools and ways of doing your craft having your projects and your goals and working through them and not letting all the obstacles get mucked up in it. And it's, it's, maybe I should be working on other things, and maybe I should be just get the product out. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's good enough, Darwin. But you know what? For me, I just have to do this. And anyways, in the training module, it's going to go just like this. Guys, it's going to start each module with a poem that I wrote. I have to explain that, okay? My dad was a part-time minister when I was growing up, and he used to write poems and read them to his parishioners, and they just absolutely loved it. I didn't know it had a big effect on me, but as I was growing up, if I ever wanted to remember something, a principle or something substantive, I would just tell it to myself with 2 light stresses and then a hard stress, and I would try and rhyme them. And everybody kind of to some extent understands that. It has something to do with the way the brain processes information. And we've all got songs caught in our phonological loop and whatnot because of the rhythmic of it. And you can't get it out of your head. And it just makes it easy for me to recall and remember things. I remember when our daughter, Kyliana, was born, I knew she would grow up fast. And it was just such a magical time. I didn't want to forget it. And I would sit there in her room rocking her, and I would make up poems. Daddy loves you very much. Daddy loves you whole good bunch. Daddy loves you here and there. Daddy loves you everywhere. Every time that Daddy's gone, he can't wait to get back home. And there's about 100 verses to it. So, but every time I remember that poem just like it was yesterday, and she's 15 years old, and it just brings it all back to me, and I don't forget. I can just remember it perfect, and the smell of the baby, and just everything around. And I just as a habit, as I've been growing up and doing things, I've always done that. And so I don't know if a lot of you have ever followed me on Facebook. I wrote a poem in response to a negative comment once, about 1.5 years ago, and my gosh, in like 2 days it got like 400 shares on it or something. So anyways, that's how the module's going to go. It's going to start with a poem, an introduction video of the subject matter from Melanie and I, and then it's going to have a professional speaker do a video and give some social proof to what I'm saying, and some reference to some articles that you can have access to. And then the module will be done, and you can go into module 2. So how it's going to go is on the email you guys get, you'll be able to click a button. It'll take you onto a video on our website. You can watch it, and then you can click back to the email and click the next session, and just go through all 5 modules. If you go through all 5 modules, and it's helpful to you and whatnot, and you want to win this university,
or a phone mate,
or a phone mate, go through the training. So
once you complete all the training, is there a link to click, or how will we know who completed it?
Oh, we'll know.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll know. So anyway, guys, I came up with this idea because I had a comment on our live shows this last week, and they said, you know what, Darwin, you're no motivational speaker, you're no guru. And you know what? They're absolutely right. You know what? If I'm not being authentic, I'm not being anything. And I'm good at looking at different problem-solving issues on projects and working through them, and I have that confidence that I can do it, and that's my wheelhouse. But when it comes to that stuff, it's not. And so that's why I came up with this idea. Just something substantive in the way of a poem that was important to me, that helped me through an issue in my life. An introduction, a professional talking about those issues, and then a close. And that's what each module is. And I came up with that idea because, hey, they're right. I'm not. I have to be what I am. And if I have gone through in my life what I've gone through, and even right now we have a niece that is struggling with mental illness and has tried to actually take her life a couple of times. I don't even want to talk about that. And then my best friend of 25 years he did take his life. And I actually wrote him a poem, or not a poem, but a letter. And that's going to be there in that training for you guys to read. This was back in 2010, I think, or 2011. But anyways, let's go look and see who's on. And if you think it'll be of any value to you, go ahead, sign up for the newsletter, get the email, and go through the training. And
which will be launched at midnight tonight.
Yeah.
Seek to Find says, hey all. Well, hello, Seek to Find. Bill says, hi all. Seek to Find says, planning a training course, eh? Yes, we are. Chris says, hi guys. Joel says, hi from New York. Hope you all are doing awesome.
We are.
Thank you, Joel. Stephanie says, hi. Tom says, hi all from Carlton, VA. Hello, Tom. Lori Green, oh my goodness, you made it! Yay! Good morning, and thank you and your family for sharing so much. Lori, you're awesome.
Hey, Lori, I think I will send you an email right away of the text in the training program and see if you could maybe edit it for me a little bit.
She's already done so much.
I know.
For us,
but she is an amazing editor, and whatever. I love her.
Alan Ingo says, hi, I am happy to be here today. Hello, Alan. We're happy you're here, too. Tim says, good morning, Darwin and Melanie. Greetings from Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Lovely to see you both this morning.
Awesome.
Tim, thank you. It's awesome to see all of you guys this morning, too. Tom says, hey, put it down on paper, electronic, and put it out. Revisions are made for updates.
You know what? If you've ever thought to yourself something that you created, it's not good enough, or I'm not good enough at doing a certain thing that I know in my head I want to do, and you struggle with that like I do, it's hard, but he's right. He's 1,000% right. And I think for me, this newsletter email to just kind of launch my weekly newsletter is really, I had to do this for me, guys, so that I could work through my own issues to do this. And I think he's exactly right. He's 1,000% right. People have seen my drawings. I hold them up on the videos. They're actually really good. And
David says, hello, my movie stars, and thumbs up. Thanks for the thumbs up, David. You're awesome. And Transitional says, salutations from Texas, everyone. You guys are great examples of continued living humanitarian. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Gail says, good morning, my buds. Missed last Saturday. Bad tech day. We had a bad tech day last Saturday also. I don't know what was going on, but man, we couldn't stay connected to
what was up with
YouTube.
That? We were on for 8 minutes, and it wouldn't let us go anymore.
Mark Wilson says, I'm about done fighting. Oh, don't ever give up, Mark.
Right? You know what?
Go do our email.
How many years did we have that on the wall? The definition of resolve by Winston Churchill. Never, ever, ever, ever give up. Right? I mean, and our personal email addresses
have resolved in them.
They have resolved in them. That's part of it. You know, Darwin resolved, code, blah, blah, blah.
Right? Seek to Find says, I definitely want in. So we're glad to hear that. So tonight at midnight it will be launched. So tomorrow morning you will have an email and check your inbox and go from there.
But go to our website and subscribe. And there, as soon as you, on the very front page, there's a link to go on to our Idea Exchange and newsletter. You just hit it, it'll give you a form, you'll sign up and be subscribed, and bam, it'll be done. And also, guys, one thing that has helped me just do the day-to-day little things that I need to do to just keep momentum going has been the Better Life. And it's the Better Life Challenge. And you know what? I'm going to encourage all of you, if you haven't done it yet, or if you did it but you haven't been doing them all, go back through them. And if you do it every day, it's just 2 minutes a day, and it gives you some really good ideas on how you can set your intention each day and how you can wake up in the morning and just go. And it's really awesome. I'll put a link to the Better Life below this video once it's published. It's live right now. So.
Donald says, hi guys, I'm glad for your introduction. That will bring emphasis on practical introduction to foamcrete.
Right.
Right? Dylan says, your knowledge and enthusiasm is the best form of motivation. You're awesome, Dylan. Julia says, hi from Allen Reed, Texas. Sorry I am late, but I will go back and watch it again. So glad you'll go back and watch it again. Do. Because we want everyone to go to our website and sign up for our emails.
Yeah, our newsletter that's coming out. It's going to come out first with an email course for all people who just popped on. And you can go in and go through the 5 modules. And each time you pop on a video, it'll take you to a video that's on our website. And then you'll just have to pop back into the email to go to the next video, and it'll pop you back over. And so you'll end up having 2 windows open, but it should be a good thing for you guys.
Stephanie says, I've already signed up for the newsletter when this started. Yeah, thumbs up.
Awesome.
Donna says, hi from British Columbia. Hi, Donna. Ken says, love you guys. Aw, thank you.
You guys are so awesome.
I encourage you to follow this journey and share it. Thank you.
It's harder than you think.
Stephanie says, thank you for sharing your knowledge and experiences. Thank you. Lori. And Lori says she's happy to edit for us. You're so amazing. I do wish you lived closer, Lori. I miss you.
I have like 100 poems in my head, and as I'm going through the different subject matter, basically, here's a video from a professional that really impacted me. And there's certain elements of it that impacted me, and so I just would write a little poem about it, so I won't forget it. It's not that I write it; I just talk that way to myself in my head by habit, and maybe you guys will like them. I don't know, but I've never published any of my poems. The first time was that one where a subscriber really upset me by being nasty to me, and so I wrote a poem and posted it on my Facebook page. It was November 12th of 18 or 17, something like that. I can't remember.
Only you, Darwin, will write a poem to a negative commenter.
I think they liked it.
They loved it. Catherine says, thank you for sharing your successes and failures. You all rock. Thank you, Catherine. We love you guys in Arizona. Thank you so much. Wow. Mitch Anthony says, good morning. Looking forward to getting my phone mate. Should be here soon. Woohoo. Yay, Mitch. Yeah, it should be there really soon. David Bennett says, geez, I thought not connecting last week was my phone service. Nope, it was on our end. So we apologize to you guys.
It kept disconnecting no matter what we did.
Right. Paul says, when are you coming to Windmore, PA, so you can renovate my... Right. Wouldn't that be awesome, Darwin, to be able to travel around and help do little things all over the...
Well, what I would like to do, and that's another thing, this whole course is going to be a bit of a filtering process, because I was going through all the emails that addresses and the comments that I got on our website contact forms, and I was going through them, and I mean, like, there's hundreds of them, and oh my gosh, there's a guy with 30 years of experience in developmental type of new construction methods, that can be used overseas in third world countries and whatnot. And I mean, that was his job, and that's what he did. And it's like, he's retired now. He did it for 30 years, but he still has this drive to do something with it. And he's not the only one. I mean, that guy was from Florida, but hey, Kat. Oh, sorry. But I get tons of emails like that, and it breaks my heart, because I know there's ways that these guys, I can't just pick one of them and go, yeah, I love your idea, I'm going to latch onto that, and I'm going to run with it, when there's all these other hundreds of ideas. But if these people that have these ideas in their own head, coming from their own experience, knew exactly how to bring them out and where to put them, and how to get them out to the world without even worrying about patent stuff and stuff like that. If they knew that and had that information, maybe it would make a difference and get more ideas out there. Oh, the cat keeps playing with the legs of the tripod. So, oh, hey, go ahead, babe.
Pencil.
Oh.
All right. Seek to Find says tech issues again. It's lagging a bit. Hopefully it fixes. Tom says just signed up for an email. Awesome, Tom.
Awesome.
DC says hi, y'all. So excited to see training videos on Foamcrete was in the planning stage. I am mailing a list. Here. I don't know. Appreciative of your hard work and positive energy. Thank you.
So I do have a template for all different kinds of training courses. This first launch one is going to be more about the process you go through to actually start a project and finish it. But I am going to go into different training modules on just training about aircrete and the different additives I put in and what their effect on them is and everything, and we're going to go through that. And then we're going to go through rocket mass heating systems and so that people can go through the course, and at the end they can have a really deep kind of firm understanding of how it works and what makes it work and where my ideas came from. And then moving forward, when they're going through and they're building it, they'll know. And so that's real important. And so I do have a template specifically for training courses through email that won't bounce you back and forth between my website and that, but it'll play right on the email. And so I'm, as long as you're on a desktop, so I'm hoping that those go well. And I'm hoping that people like them, and I think they will.
Okay. Lori says, I forgot to mention that I started the Better Life Challenge. Day 6. It has been so timely for me. Thanks for the invite. Oh, good.
Wow, that's awesome.
That is great news. Thank you for sharing that, Lori. Mr. Blueberry says, yo, let's see some building projects. Now it's still cold. Keep up the good work.
No, but you know what? You'll see on these videos in the training session, because we went and did the first intro in front of the aircrete shed, but there's like 18 inches of snow on the roof, and you can see my breath. It's like 12 degrees out, and so, but man, that shed looks awesome. Grandpa's shop looks awesome. It's right. It
does look amazing, and it's getting like in the negatives here at night. So
and the temperature difference, because the temperature difference inside it and outside, with just the sun shining on it just a little bit, because the roof is black, is crazy. I can't believe it works so well.
Joel says, it's nice to know you two are human like all of us. Love you both. Yes, very human. Victory says, what do you have for pumping aircrete that prevents destroying the air bubbles? Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't built it yet, but I have it all drawn up, and I know it's going to work. And that's one of the things that I want to build this summer. And I know it's going to work. I just 1000% know it's going to work. I've gone through all the different mechanical issues with it in my mind as I'm drawing it, and I've looked at it in cut views from all different directions. And it's going to work. I'll give you a little bit of an outline of it, just so you kind of know. Imagine a big ramp, like a slide, that's in a perfect arc. And imagine a big, round, flexible tube, similar, that's canvas, similar to like a fire hose, but just big, like that. And inside of it, it has a bladder. And that thing lays right on that deal. And then...
Well, don't give him the whole description, honey.
Okay. But anyway, a big wheel with rollers comes along as that bladder fills up, and it squishes it up top and then rolls it down and pushes the stuff out without going through an impeller, which knocks the air out of it. And so once I get that built, it's going to be a big deal, guys.
All right, Seek to Find says, have there been any more chapters sent out since the first two were sent? I am just making sure I haven't missed anything. No, you haven't missed anything. Darwin did kind of explain a little bit on that. He has been writing it, but he's been feeling like it's not good enough, and he's been struggling making sure that it's perfect before he sends it out.
Yeah. And you know what? I think the struggle is mostly in my own head.
Dylan says, your achievement with the evolution of the Darwin rocket mass heater is the biggest change in stove design since Benjamin Franklin. You can both be very proud.
Oh.
You know, I am very, very proud of this man. He is an amazing, strong husband, and I am so proud of him. So thank you for saying that, Dylan. Tom says, do you forget to hit the like button? Or do not forget to hit the like button. So thank you, Tom. Yeah, you guys, hit the like button for us. Stephanie says, you guys have inspired me so many times to come up with other projects to try with aircrete.
Oh, that's so
I will
awesome.
email pictures of projects as I complete them. That would be amazing. We love to see you guys' dreams and everything too. So thank you, Stephanie. Larry Smith says, hello from Arkansas. And thanks so much for your channel. Larry, thank you. Thank you for all of you guys. Mr. Blueberry says, have my large foam-mate summers coming.
Awesome.
Can you put a glass door on a rocket stove?
Yeah, you can. I mean, the actual door of it, if you've gone to Dirt Patch Heaven and watched any of the videos of it going, it doesn't get hot at all. I mean, at all. You can just touch it.
I have they like to be able to see for the aesthetic purposes, the fire, but with the flap that you have.
Oh.
Would that...
I would still have to, it still doesn't get hot enough right there. Because you can get tempered glass that'll take up to 1200 degrees.
But would the flap
block
the fire?
No, the flap would have to be glass.
Okay.
So, I haven't built one that way, but it's definitely doable.
DC, Florida here. I am on your mailing list. Want to build 2 birdhouses. That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Good morning, Scott from... I don't know how to pronounce that town name. Bethune, South Carolina. Hoping you're all having a great or good day. Thank you.
We are.
Enjoy the channel and thanks for all you do for us.
Okay, we're gonna have to go in a couple minutes, but
Edie Gray Wolf says, morning guys from Seattle, got here late. You're going to want to check it and go back because we have
yeah,
an email list going, and you want to get signed up for our newsletter. And yeah, he says he will have to re-watch. So yeah, that's the end of the comments.
okay, good, because we're at 30 minutes, and I want to keep these at 30 minutes, guys. An hour is too long, and most people look at a video online and they're like, no, I'm not going to go that deep into an hour one. And so we're just going to keep it short.
One question. What is the ideal length of double-walled aircrete pipe to get negative pressure? And love your work.
Oh, it really depends on the temperatures that you're dealing with. If you're up in the Arctic and you're dealing with -degree temperatures all the time, now then you would want it to be just a little bit shorter. It seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? But it's not, because as it goes up the pipe, if it's that cold outside, it loses its energy, and the heat energy is what keeps it accelerating up the pipe. And if you can get it out while it's still, 120, 150 degrees and keep it that warm, you may be able to keep it warm enough to keep moving really fast through 2 sections of pipe. But if you tried to put it through 4, it could end up, because, there's only so much insulation. So also, one thing to keep in mind is you can also do a 10-inch outside pipe with a 5-inch inner, and then you have really thick insulation, and it makes a huge difference. Okay, in our climate here, since it's kind of, it does get in the negatives, but we can deal with just an inch or inch and a quarter of insulation, and it works just fine. So there are some variables, and there are some things like that get discussed in the book, so you guys understand when you're building your pipe. Now, most homes, particularly people who have interest in these types of things, most homes have an existing chimney in it. And I took and put a liner down Julie's existing chimney, and it worked awesome. So I was able to just stick a 5-inch liner down it and dump perlite down all around it, and it works so crazy good, guys.
Right? Earl says, hello from Maynooth, Ontario. And he says, stop doubting yourself. I watch you guys because you are real.
Awesome.
Right? All right, one last thing. He said, Lily says, hey, everyone from Central North NC. All right, you guys have a wonderful day.
Love you guys.
We will see you later.